Hello, Ying.
Hmm?
Hi, this is Beverly. I'm doing a check-in. It looks like you had been online and you're looking at some condos and townhomes in Mississauga.
Not right. Yeah, I was, but not right now because of this situation that we have.
Absolutely, Ying. Well, what are you thinking of for your future as far as what was the reason that you were thinking of making a move?
Oh, because we've been living in an apartment, and I don't want to live in an apartment forever. Nobody wants.
So are you renting then?
Yes.
And are you in a lease term or are you month to month?
Uh, I don't know what's the difference.
Do you have, is your lease going to expire at a certain date or are you just paying month to
I
month?
don't think so.
So you're
We
just
are
month to
month
month.
to month. Yeah.
Well, how much are you paying a month in rent?
1,200 for two bedrooms.
And as far as money for a down payment, do you have any money for a down payment?
I have a little bit.
A little bit.
Mm-mm.
So what you were seeing online, Ying, were you seeing anything that was meeting your expectations in regards to a price point?
I'm not really. I'm not sure because right now I still have debts.
Okay.
So I don't know if how much they're gonna approve me, but my income is reasonable, I think.
Well, let me just ask you this, Ying. No obligations at all, just
Hmm.
strictly education. If you were able to find something, now, do you have a little bit of flexibility in the monthly payment or is 1200 kind of your max?
Mm, I can go over that.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So,
can afford at least $3,000.
okay. So instead of throwing the baby out with the bathwater and making a decision off of just what you're seeing, would it be helpful to talk to somebody just to see, okay, well, if I'm looking at what would I get pre-approved for? And
Hmm.
would there be a home that would meet my expectations? And then making that decision based on facts and not just feeling. Is that something that resonates with you?
Sorry, say that again. What you said.
So if you talk with a mortgage lender and he says, okay, you can afford this much of a house, this is what your payment's going to be like. And then it's like, okay, are there homes or condos that would meet my expectations that might work, or are there not? Because right now you're basically paying someone else's mortgage, right? And owning a home, you would at least have a tax write-off and you're contributing to your own future.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
making a decision off of facts because you have the numbers and everything in front of you versus, oh, I'm looking online and I'm kind of scared. I don't want to move forward. So it's not that we're telling you we're going to sell you a home and we're going to make you buy. It's we want to do what's best for you. And if you could take that $1,200 and find a home that's comfortable with your budget, going through those motions might help you to make an educated decision on facts.
Hmm. But I'm not worried about anything like that because I'm sure that um, I already have money put aside, even if I lose the job for like at least 5 years or whatsoever. I
Okay.
could probably.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
But
what's
the
the
thing
real
is,
fear?
right now I'm in collection. That's my problem
Okay. Gotcha. And what does that time frame look like for you? Do you know?
for the collection.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So here's what we'll do. Why don't we just follow up with you in a few months and see how things are going
Hmm.
and kind of see where that's at. And, when it's a good time for you to talk to a lender. And so even have you talked to a lender for someone to advise you as to what that looks like?
I have not talked to anybody yet. I just browsing.
Would that be helpful for you just to know?
I'm sorry.
Would that be helpful for you just to know?
Um, yeah, I think so. If someone is going to advise me, why not, right?
Yeah, exactly. So here's what I'm going to do. I work with Elijah I'm going to have him reach out to you and just give you some information so that you can contact a lender. And, you know, he'll just talk to you a little bit about kind of what the process looks like. And then that way we can start putting a plan in place for your future. How does that sound?
Because what I was advised with my financial advisor, if I go like private lender, that would be a lot of money because I don't want to pay a lot of interest.
Yeah, and we're not going to do anything that is going to create any, you know, distress to you, but we just want to educate you in the process so that a plan can be in place so that you can kind of have an end game and have a knowing instead of just going, I don't know.
Yeah, especially right now because of the situation,
Yep.
I'm not willing to go anywhere. Like I don't want to meet up with somebody, or you know, I'm not gonna look around and then
100%.
find a house or what. So I'm not into that yet.
Yeah, no, we totally
this,
respect that. But this is just the information gathering time, right? With no pressure, no pressure. So we just want to make sure that we get you the information so that you have something to look forward to, and maybe kind of we can get a date in the future.
Yeah, you have my number. You can call me anytime.
You got it. Thank you so much. And you'll be hearing from him, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Be safe. Bye now.
So you're going to hire me to call your leads again? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think this was definitely warrants a follow-up call and dig in more, because at some point she said that she has enough money saved up to pay her bills for 5
Yep.
years, but she's in collections.
Yep.
That's kind of weird.
That's why I'm like, we got to go deeper here. And if she's willing to talk to
she's got
somebody,
a financial advisor too, so it's just
Yeah.
kind of that. It's just kind of interesting. Like,
It's
why?
it's like a Bosnian pie. The
Yeah.
phyllo dough is layered over and over like 1,000 times. So by the time you get down to the meat, you're gonna go through a lot of layers of dough.
Yeah.
possibly. Well, and that's the lender's job, though, right?
Yeah.
But it's a good start. I think she definitely is open to a conversation to come. And yeah, I've made a note here, and I'm going to reach out to her.
And that's what these conversations are about is, you know, whether she leads to anything or not, for training purposes today, that was a great call to be able to see how you keep digging, because I was able to ask her, well, what is your real fear then? So as you're digging, you get to the real meat, because at the beginning of that conversation, you just don't think she's ready.
Yeah,
but it's like, okay, well, how much are you paying? Well, how much could you pay? Okay, well, if we could make that happen, then, oh, well, I'm in collections.
Yeah. Well, it was your digging that kind of kept going. And a lot of times we as callers would give up after maybe a second objection, maybe even at first. But you're relentless, Beverly, and I love it.
I don't even look at it as being relentless. It's just, I have such a
you know what I mean,
care.
right? Like,
yeah, I know.
The
I know
persistence is there, and
yeah, I
in
just
a
care
very
about
respectful
people.
way.